The following instructional video guide will go over what to do during a lockdown/active shooter emergency in a couple different scenarios at FCHS. Before we get to any of that though, we must define what a lockdown is. According to the Indiana State Code, a lockdown is defined as, quote, a security protocol activated during an immediate, high-level threat inside the school building. It is a proactive safety measure designed to protect students and staff by isolating them from danger, typically following a protocol often described as locks, lights, out of sight. Locks, lights, and out of sight are the three key principles to staying safe and defensive in a lockdown situation. Locks and lights are pretty self-explanatory. Shut off all lights and lock all doors, or one door if there is only one. Out of sight means being out of sight of anyone who could be peering inside the room. This goes for any room that you are in. First off, let's start by looking at what you should do if you are in the classroom. When in the classroom, you can always look to the paper posted near the doors to get specific information on various emergency procedures. Today, we are focusing on the lockdown. When hiding and getting, quote, out of sight, you need to imagine yourself looking through the door to see what areas are clear. A good rule of thumb is that generally, if you can't see outside the classroom, anyone outside the classroom can't see you. Either during or before getting out of sight, it is important to barricade the door with large objects, often desks, to make it as hard as possible for any possible intruder to get through to the classroom. In the unfortunate yet possible case of an intruder making it through, though, it is important to be armed with a means of defending yourself. You could use things like scissors, water bottles, or any other blunt object to take down the intruder. Remember, however, that if you get any information that the intruder is outside of range of the classroom that you are in, or you can hear that the intruder is out of range, the decision is on you on if you should leave or not. If your classroom is placed near an exit, it is a good idea to leave the building. Just make sure that it is safe to do so. If you are in a hallway when you hear the announcement of a lockdown, you have to assess the situation. Look around to find the nearest open classroom, exit, or bathroom. Once you have reached that destination, follow the directions outlined in the other sections of this guide. If you are in a bathroom when you are alerted of a lockdown or you entered from the hallway, there are a few key things that you should be thinking about. Because the bathroom doors do not lock at FCHS, that being a crucial difference between it and the middle school, we must find another way to secure ourselves. If you are tall enough, you can sit with your back to the door and put your feet up against the wall opposite of the door. This makes it very hard for a potential intruder to open the door. If that is not possible for any reason, the next best thing to do is to hide in a stall. Lock the door to the stall and sit on top of the toilet so that your feet are not visible on the floor. There are two main situations in which you would be outside on school grounds during the school day. One being if you are getting off the bus or waiting by the buses. If you become aware of a lockdown in this situation, the best thing to do is to get back onto your bus. The buses will then escort all remaining students to safety. If you drive to school or ride with a sibling very similarly to the buses, you should get back into the vehicle you came from or any other vehicle that is able to drive you to a safe location. If you are not able to find a ride to a safe secondary location, the next best thing to do is to run away from the school and to the east towards Meijer or Chick-fil-A to seek shelter. If you're in the cafeteria, you have a couple different options. The best place to go is inside the kitchen where there are areas with large doors that can close to protect students. However, those rooms can only hold so many students. If possible, you should exit through the east side doors. You may also have to disperse to find a classroom or bathroom to hide in, like we discussed previously.